Post-quantum cryptography is often treated as a future problem, something to think about later, something for standards bodies and research papers, something that will matter once quantum computers actually exist. That mindset is already a risk. Not because quantum computers are breaking encryption tomorrow, but because the decisions made today determine what can be broken years from now. The common misunderstanding. The most common misunderstanding is this. People assume post-quantum cryptography is about reacting to a future event, a moment when quantum computers suddenly become powerful enough. That is not how the risk works. The real problem starts long before that point. Harvest now, decrypt later. There is a simple concept behind most of the urgency. Harvest now, decrypt later. Attackers do not need quantum computers today to benefit from them in the future. They only need to collect encrypted data now and store it. Once quantum capabilities mature, historical data becomes readable. This is not theoretical. State-level actors already collect encrypted traffic at scale, not because they can decrypt it today, but because some information stays sensitive for decades. Military data, government communications, critical infrastructure designs, long-term intellectual property. If data needs to remain confidential for 10, 20, or 30 years, the clock is already ticking. Why waiting feels reasonable. Many organizations delay action because waiting feels rational. Quantum computers are not here yet. Standards are still evolving. Migration looks expensive and complex. All of that is true. What is often missed is that cryptographic transitions are slow by nature. Algorithms are embedded deep in systems. They live in hardware, firmware, protocols, and third-party dependencies. They are hard to replace once deployed. If you wait until the threat is obvious, you are already late. The migration problem. Post-quantum cryptography is not a software update. It is a system-wide change. Key sizes change. Performance characteristics change. Protocols change. Interoperability breaks. Many post-quantum algorithms behave very differently from what systems were designed for. Larger keys, larger signatures, more computation. Systems that barely cope today may not cope at all after migration. This is especially true in constrained environments like embedded systems, industrial control systems, and defense platforms. The hidden risk in long-lived systems. The highest risk is not in modern, frequently updated systems. It is in long-lived systems, systems designed to run for decades, systems that are hard to patch, systems that depend on vendors that may no longer exist. Critical infrastructure is full of them. Once these systems are deployed, cryptographic choices are effectively frozen. If those choices are not future resilient, the risk is locked in. Compliance will arrive late. Another common assumption is that regulation will drive the transition. Eventually, that will happen. But compliance always arrives after reality. Standards bodies move carefully. Regulation lags technology. Mandates appear once risk is already well understood. Organizations that wait for formal requirements end up migrating under pressure, with limited options and higher cost. Early preparation is not about compliance, it is about control. What actually works? Now let's talk about what makes sense today. Not full migration, not panic, preparation. What works? 1. Crypto agility. Systems should be designed so cryptographic algorithms can be replaced without redesigning everything else. This sounds obvious. In practice, it is rare. Hard-coded algorithms, tight coupling, assumptions baked into protocols. Crypto agility does not solve the problem, but without it, the problem cannot be solved at all. What works? 2. Inventory and classification. Many organizations do not know where cryptography is used, which algorithms, which key sizes, which lifetimes, which dependencies. Without this visibility, planning is impossible. The first step is not choosing a post-quantum algorithm. It is understanding what needs to change. What works? 3. Protecting long-term secrets. First. Not all data has the same lifetime. Some data loses value quickly. Some data remains sensitive for decades. The priority should be clear. Protect the data that must remain confidential the longest. That is where harvest-now attacks matter most. What works? 4. Treating this as a multi-year transition. Post-quantum readiness is not a project with a quick end. It is a transition that spans years. Design decisions made today should not make that transition harder tomorrow. That is the real goal. Closing. Post-quantum cryptography is not about predicting when quantum computers will arrive. It is about recognizing that cryptographic decisions made today shape future risk. The danger is not sudden collapse. The danger is quiet exposure that only becomes visible years later. Organizations that prepare early gain options. Those that wait inherit constraints. If this topic is relevant to your organization, you can follow the channel. Future videos will go deeper into how to design systems that remain secure over long lifetimes.